And yeah, Curbs, it's eggs. The FUECOCO's only shiny locked if it's by the starter soft reset. If you hunt it by just doing, well, the Suda method, it's able to be gotten by a shiny that way. So that's how it's not locked. Is that it's eggs. It's eggies. Okay. Now, honestly, this thing did not want to have eggs for a while, so this is going to take a while for us to just get eggs. We're going to have to just run around in circles. Recall Murdon. Honestly, I feel like it doesn't get eggs if Miraidon or Koraidon is out, so I think it's just best to just recall it. But yeah, honestly, the best way of doing it is just eggs. Also, I hate that I really do not like the camera on this. I hope I get the shiny too, Curbs. I hope I get the shiny as well. Because, like, we had amazing luck with the eggs for Frigibax. Those who don't know, Frigibax's shiny, we got that in 16 eggs last time. So I'm really hoping we get some good luck on this one. Like, that Frigibax hunt. Really? No eggs yet. Okay, then. Alright, why are we not getting eggs? Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, Frigibax was such a fast hunt. Hey, welcome in, Nastasha. How are you doing? Happy to have you here, Nastasha. But yeah, I'm hoping we get our shiny today. Today is, I mean, again, it's Thanksgiving. It's gonna be a bit of a short stream today. But yeah, we hunting for that lovely, wonderful little pepper croco baby. Cause yeah, I love FUECOCO. I love FUECOCO. I'll be honest, again, it took a while for Skeledaric to grow on me, but it has very much been growing. I mean, also, yes, hello everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic turkey day. Oh, what is it, Cynical? What is it? How does one obtain Ditto? There we go. Finally, we got an egg. So, Jared, the way that you get Ditto is a bit wonky. Ditto does not appear in the overworld. Ditto does not appear in the overworld. It will be so you remember from Pokemon Go how Ditto was disguised as a bunch of other Pokemon? That is literally what this game is with Ditto. So basically, you have to periodically be checking your map to see if there's a Ditto on the overworld. If there's a Ditto icon on the overworld, that means there are Pokemon that are disguised as a Ditto. There's Ditto disguised as a Pokemon. And you just basically need to catch everything. Well, when you battle it, it will transform into the, it'll turn into the Ditto. But, yeah, that's basically what you gotta do. Also, your Pokemon, when sent out into Let's Go battle, will not auto-battle Ditto. They will not auto-battle Ditto, they will not auto-battle Shinies, they will not auto-battle Zorua or Zoroark. So basically if you want to just do it out quickly and not want to fight everything, just send out your Pokemon, have them just destroy everything in the area. And yeah, it's a bit of a grind and a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's just how it goes. I have a spare Ditto if you want one, so I can just send you one, Jared, because I have a Masuda-able one right now, which I'm using. So I can just do that to help you. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Welcome in, Curbs. Welcome in, everyone else. But yeah, it's a bit of an annoying system. It is a bit of an annoying system. Okay, at least Game Freak isn't merciless. Yeah, auto battles will not target your Pokemon when sent out into Let's Go. Will not fight Ditto. It will not fight Zorua or Zoroark, and it will not fight Shinies. So they know exactly what it is that people are actually looking for. And even if the Let's Go battle system really doesn't work all that well, they at least have the common sense to know not to absolutely F us over. So there is that. So yeah, it's not that. Thank you, Omar, for doing that. Thank you, Omar, for doing that. And also, again, guys, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream. And if you haven't done so, don't forget to share this out to your friends. Oh, this is the only issue with the getting eggs on this. Is it doesn't seem like... I mean... See, I feel that this is the issue with adding in the sandwiches that give you the boosts for like egg boosts. That it feels like they decreased the rate at which you get eggs to compensate to make you not just be able to exploit the hell out of using the sandwiches to boost everything. So I think that that's a bit of a problem. Welcome in, Fyro. How are you doing? Every trainer who teaches their Pokemon. Yep. Yeah, I mean, again, the game will not auto-kill shinies. The game will not have your stuff fight shinies, which is good. To help you narrative, also I DM'd the article already. The picnic table is OP for shiny hunting outbreaks. Keep opening and closing the picnic to reset wild spawns. Got it, Jared. I will give that a consultation later. I am gonna give that. But yeah, nice shiny Salandit. Very nice. Female. Delightful. Yeah, I have a shiny Salazzle myself. I got her from Dynamax Adventures. So I got her the easy way. But welcome in, Blaze. How are you guys doing? And also, again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on the stream if you have not done so already. Freaking heck! Really? We've only gotten 2 eggs, and it's been 7 minutes since we started the stream. Game, you're merciless. Game, you're merciless right now. Yeah. All we do is just taking a while to get... I mean, I feel like is the Oval Charm not in this game? Or is the Oval Charm in this game and I'm just an idiot and don't have it? When I was shiny hunting, it kept fainting the male until the female shiny decided to appear. Wait. Oh, you got shiny males. Oh, Ash, I feel so sorry for that. Like, shiny hunting Salazzle and getting male shiny Salandit, that's got to be the most crushing thing. That has to be the most absolutely crushing thing in existence. Like, that's the reason why that's the reason why I decided if I ever get a shiny Salazzle, I am going to hunt it in Dynamax Adventures. I will not put myself through that suffering of hunting for Salandit and Salazzle and getting male Salandit. I will not put myself through that. So you Ash, you have far more fortitude than I. I am a coward. And I am damn proud to say that I am a coward when it comes to shiny hunting. Freaking heck, really? No eggs. Really, no eggs. Yeah, Oval Charm. Where to get the Oval Charm? Is there a way to get the Oval Charm? Is there no Oval Charm? Key items in Skull of Violet. It seems that it... Let's see. Play, catching, charm, EXP charm. It seems it may be in the game. I mean, there's a thing that says on a database that it is in the game. But it has in hopes to be female. Respect on that, cynical. I can't do that. I would never be able to do that. But you freaking did it. Also, again, guys, don't forget to leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you have not done so already. But yeah, Overchar, pick up the basket, doesn't look like there's anything. I mean, I feel like they may have taken it out. They may have taken the Oval Charm out of the game. Specifically because of the sandwich boosts. Okay. You know what? I said I didn't want to use the sandwiches, or just Scarlet Violet drain the switches battery surprisingly fast. I wouldn't say surprisingly fast, Jared, because you have to remember. You have to remember, Jared, this thing is processing a lot far beyond any of the things the other games are doing. But welcome in. I wish those were shiny hunting Bulbasaur. We got, wow. Nice. Yeah, first of all, Bulbasaur, first of all, nice, just me. Welcome in, Icy Cookie. How are you doing? Are you new here, Icy? Welcome in. Again, guys, if you are new, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, for more. Sorry about that, just my brother barging in and doing annoying brother things, not realizing the importance of shiny hunting the Peppercroco. He fails to understand the importance of hunting the Peppercroc. We are looking for sandwich shops. We are looking for sandwich shops. I hate this controller. This controller is broken, and it keeps zooming me out when I need to be zoomed in. Oh my gosh. There are so many shops around here. Holy freaking crap. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Thank you guys very much for coming in. You know, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And thank you very much for popping in. It means a great deal. Thank you very much. I'm not even gonna try pronouncing the first name. Little John. I hate butchering people's names, and I feel very bad when I butcher people's names. So I'm just not even gonna try pronouncing the name. Sorry about that. All right, where's this bakery? There's so many bakeries in this main town. I mean, it probably is to make sure everything has every single buff here in the main town, which makes sense. But yeah. Saw an article about it earlier. What was that? Oh, I forgot. Apparently the solution to fix a lot of the bugs is to move Scarlet out of the SD card in the system memory. Huh. I mean, I'm pretty sure that mine is already on the SD card. Because my SD card is just plugged into the system and my main thing is full. Oh, these are sandwich things. Currently shiny on Quaxley. Was doing at a random shiny Oinkons. Nice! That... Oh my gosh. Controller, stop freaking out. I hate this. Okay, the camera freaking out when you're trying to leave stores is my least favorite thing about this game. The cure. Okay, these are I hate the camera controls. They are It keeps changing the orientation I am at relative to the camera. I hate it. Every time it just flips around, just 180s every single time. I hate it. I hate the freaking camera controls. What Eevee event? What do you mean Eevee event? I'm glad that they didn't bring Megas back, Ash. I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad they didn't bring them back. People who have been here a long time know my feelings on Mega Evolutions. I'm a competitive player, and I don't like them. I don't know about Eevee. If I'm asking about Eevee Raid, if Eevee event, I probably don't know what the event is. Mega Evolution was a broken thing that was absolutely horrendous. It was horrendously broken and destroyed any fun in any competitiveness the games had. It turned the games into nothing but a war of attrition for fan service. It was nothing but toxic. Like, the other funniest thing is, like, the series in the game, like, routinely, like, tries to put out the message, you know, it isn't strong Pokemon that matter, it's the Pokemon that you like. Strength isn't important as much as, you know, your understanding and your, you know, working with your team. Nah, screw that. We're gonna make these fan favorites the most powerful thing in the game and completely screw our entire idea we have been portraying throughout the series. Irony! They don't understand the meaning of irony. I love that. That is my favorite thing about it is, yeah, you don't... A modicum of self-awareness would have made them realize, yeah, no, that we are complete hypocrites here. I love it. If you put Mega Guy, who tells you? If you put Mega Kyogre, the thing is, it wasn't even the most powerful. It was Mega Groudon. It was Primal Groudon. Like, Primal Groudon basically, Primal Groudon was unstoppable. There were 3 ways of beating Primal Groudon. One of them was another Primal Groudon. The other was you needed a Kyogre with a lower speed than it. And the other was Rayquaza. So the only thing that beat Primal Groudon was the entirety of the Weather Trio. Like, it wasn't even... It wasn't even close. You know, it was like... A small hill is where the rest of the Pokemon are in the entire series, and then the top of Mount Everest is where Primal Groudon is. Like, number 1 is Primal Groudon. A tiny 10-foot tall hill is where the second best Pokemon is. It was nowhere near close. And that was actually the same case with a lot of the Megas themselves as well, where they were just so far above everything else. Because we oftentimes forget what made Megas so good was that they actually had a better base stat total efficiency than Legendaries. And they also had far better abilities than every other Pokemon got. So you're basically dealing with Pokemon that have legendary level stats and abilities massively spec'd in to letting them absolutely kill everything in sight. I mean, it turned into, and this is the exact phrasing a friend of mine who played a lot of X and Y was, it turned the game into an arms race. It turned the game into what Mega hits the hardest, hits the fastest. And that was all that mattered. And I'm just like, I don't want that. I'm like, that is not fun. When a game degenerates from an actually, you know, very much like chess piece sort of game where it's so figuring out what's the best to do, you know, figuring out inside and out, what is the best team, what is the best play here, there, to, nah, I'm just gonna punch you in the face really hard. That depresses me. Because, like, I love these games because I love all the different kind of janky bullshit you can do with Pokemon. Like, I love shenanigans. Like, sticking Surf on an Aggron and putting that next to my Gastrodon, or even just my Cradily, and just spamming Surf on my Aggron for no reason other than to boost up my Cradily. I just find that fun. And then it's like, nah, Primal Groudon, go burr. Primal Groudon, go burr, suckers. You suck for not using Primal Groudon. Like, that's not fun. That's not fun. And it's incredibly toxic. They're just stronger versions. Well, the thing is, the funny thing is, though, that stage evolutions wouldn't have made the Mega Evolution improve the base. But that's the kind of, like, delicious irony of the Mega Evolutions. The Megas never helped the base Pokemon. Because it never is the base Pokemon that actually did anything. The base Pokemon only tagged along as a necessity. If the Pokemon receive, you know, an extra evolution, well then, it wouldn't be the Pokemon that got improved. It would be now it's just a second stage. It's like, you know, no one gives a shit about Piloswine. Because everyone loves Mamoswine, because Mamoswine's a freaking Chad. No one cares about Piloswine or Swinub. It's because the thing you actually care about is the final stage. So it would never have actually helped to have the just an ascended evolution. The other thing is that pseudo-legendaries, starters, would all have far beyond the base stats that they normally did. And it basically would completely destroy every pre-established convention. But the thing is, the real reason Megas were invented, it was never down to actual competitiveness. It was down to fan service. That's really all it was. My favorite starter Pokemon, though, that is Infernape. Infernape is my favorite. And the funny thing is, Infernape wasn't even my first starter. It was the probably 7th starter I ever used. And yet it is my favorite. You can have moves like Mean Look and Block. Have you... yes, Rabbit. Actually, it's kind of hilarious that you bring that up. Because I'm actually, at this point in my Violet version, at the Elite Four. I have beaten all the gyms, slain all the Titans, and crushed all the Team Stars. So I am presently doing the Elite Four, and I fought the Elite Four, and they absolutely toasted me. I got to the last guy, got to his last Pokemon, And his last Pokemon frickin' steamrolled me. You know, I mean, I was underleveled. I was underleveled, and I got cocky. And I got punished for being cocky. But when I re-challenge the Elite Four, which I will likely not be doing that on screen, I'm going to beat them. I'm going to toast that clown. But all I'm going to say is, I think these are some of my favorite NPCs in the entire series. Like, I will be real. Some of the characters in this game are among my absolute favorites in the series. The writing of this game is absolutely stellar. Do I think it is better than Gen 5's writing? I would say it is significantly competitive with Gen 5's writing. I'm gonna once you're done with the game. I'm gonna then see, but I'll see you once you're done with the game. That is probably gonna be a while. That is probably gonna be a while before I'm done with the game, Rabbit. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving this game. I want to take my time. Breeding thing is better where you can't see what your Pokemon. The breeding thing is better than the one where you can't see what. Huh? I have no idea what you mean. My only real issue with the new breeding mechanics is you can't run around and gather eggs while simultaneously hatching eggs. That's my only issue. That is the only issue I have with this new breeding system. That's really, again, I mean, that's really all I can say. That's my only real issue. I mean, I think that this one has some pros and cons. I think that the pros of this one are you can now collect eggs in batches. Like, you can get, like, 5 eggs like that. Whereas the previous one, you needed to go and check every single time. But at the same time, well, you need to get your eggs from this, and you need to go and switch out your party, switch it around every single time. I think overall, this is a slower system. Even though you had to mute the game on variety reasons, what do you think yet? I haven't beaten the game yet. I haven't beaten the game yet, Ash. I just said I haven't beaten the game yet. I just said that I hadn't beaten the game yet. Yes, the things you really need. Yes, Curbs, that is the full evolution. That is the full evolution of the thing that I am shiny hunting. That is the full evolution of the Pokemon I am presently hunting. Yeah, I just said I hadn't beaten the game yet. But also, guys, again, don't forget to leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you guys are new. Let's collect our eggs, see if we got any. Took a peek inside the basket. There's an egg. I will take the egg. I will take the egg. Doesn't need anything else. Freaking heck, it seems like we're not getting eggs that quick. Like, Frigibacks, well, Archibacks. We got eggs a lot faster with it than this. No idea why, but we got eggs so much faster. Like, by this point, we already had probably 10 eggs. Strange. Strange. Because remember, we were doing about 20 minutes of this last stream when it came to getting eggs, and we didn't get any from FUECOCO. Me of Violence, Scarlet, have you noticed any problem with the game mean technical issues? I mean, the game crashes a couple of times, and yes, we are using the Masuda method. This is the Masuda method. I haven't really seen any technical issues with the game. Like, I mean, there's a couple of graphical bugs, but I wouldn't really say that that's a technical issue, because it's just graphics. You know, there's a little bit of things that look a bit wonky, but I mean, again, this is a game that is definitely doing a bit more than it really can, and I'm not using an OLED. Yeah, I do. I hope that they bring back the daycare. Like, I would like the daycare to come back. I don't think they're gonna bring the daycare back, though. I don't realistically think it is gonna ever return. Despite the fact that I like it because it makes Masuda hunting easier, I just don't think it's gonna. I just don't think it's gonna make a return. Yeah, I mean, I preferred the original, I preferred the daycare system prior to this. I vastly thought it was going to be better. Alright, Rabbit, yep. Yeah, I vastly prefer the daycare system, but the main reason I prefer the daycare system was that I can shiny hunt, like I can be hatching eggs at the same time as I can be collecting new eggs. Yeah, I mean, I am. See, I'm right there with you. I think I'm right there with you, Jared, with debating upgrading to an OLED. The only thing that keeps me from upgrading is I've heard that there have been a lot of times where when people go into like change out their switches, GameStop or whatever it is, they don't migrate over the save data, and it basically wipes all of your games. And, you know, for someone like me where I shiny hunt, where I have a very large sentimental connection to my Pokemon and to my teams and to my games, wiping away all of that would just absolutely break me. Like, I'm upset, and I still have not finished Legends, because I lost a 10-hour game grind session of Dex completion in that game. All that got wiped away because my game did not save and it crashed. And I have not gone back to that game since. And I have not replayed that game since. That is why we have not completed the Dex in that game, as well. Why I have not gotten Arceus. It is because of that event which soured me on that game for so long. But now imagine that, but magnified to a complete global wipe of every single game. I would never play any of those games ever again, most likely. And that is a massive thing of paranoia that I have about going and getting an OLED, is I wouldn't be able to afford an OLED on my own without, you know, selling the Switch to get a little bit of money back. You know, using the money from, you know, of course, selling the Switch to, you know, give a little bit of money and then, you know, put in the rest for the OLED with, you know, other money I have. And I just wouldn't, I just would not be able to afford that. And, you know, that paired up with, I would need to have both at the same time. And that's just a big panic for me. You've been grinding your game and you're gonna have something happen to me at the boss fight finally beat and you'll go the game. Yeah, like, that, like, again, that's the reason I have not returned to Legends. It is specifically down to that 10-hour grind session of just Dex filling that my game just wiped because it crashed. I haven't resumed the game. I have not resumed playing Legends since then. And I highly doubt I ever will play Legends again. I just don't enjoy the game. You know, I'm a battle person. You know, I like Pokemon because I like to battle. I enjoy shiny hunting as well, but I enjoy, like, Masuda hunting. I enjoy Dynamax Adventures. I don't enjoy hopping on Braviary and just flying around, you know, Sinnoh for 4 hours. I just don't find that fun. I enjoy battling. You know, I mean, again, Legends was a tech demo. Legends was never meant to be a game long-term. It was meant to be a platform that this game was going to be built off of. And in that way, it succeeded. You know, it very much succeeded in that way. So, can't really complain. I mean, that's really my stance on Legends, is I look at Legends in the same way that I look at Godzilla 1998, which a lot of Godzilla fans, you know, absolutely detest because it's just not great. It's not Godzilla. Godzilla in name only is what a lot of them call it. And I'll be honest, I don't care for the movie all that much. However, I am substantially towards the opinion that that movie needed to be made. That movie needed to absolutely flop and freaking die as a movie and utterly fail. So that way, you know, 16 years later, when Legendary Pictures got the rights to make another American Godzilla, they knocked it out of the park. And as you know, and that is the view that I have, that like, this thing needed to be made. This thing needed to fail. So that way, a successor can reach even higher. This game needed to die for this one to succeed. That's the way I look at it. It was fun at first, but I did everything I wanted. I rarely played because that's the thing. There's nothing to do in Legends. There's nothing to do in Legends. It's literally fill up the Pokédex and shiny hunt. You know, there's nothing to do. It's nice to look at, and that's about it. Is the way that I phrase it. If we were to get Gen 5 remakes, I hope the main story is exactly the same from Black and White. Post-game content would have all the features of Heroes of Black to White 2. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I think if they do a Gen 5 remake, it's just gonna be Black and White. You know, maybe they'll have something like the Pokemon World Tournament, maybe, but I think that it's a bit unreasonable for them to do all the features from Black 2, White 2, mostly just down to it wouldn't be that. I mean, it would be a lot to do, and it would be a remake. I mean, yes, we did see a bit of that with Heart Gold Soul Silver, where they did import a lot of the crystal features, but a lot of the crystal features were just the battle tower, and was just the battle tower and like the Suicune like little mini sub story, not really like including essentially half of a completely separate game, because you know Black and White is Black 2 White 2 is the only successor game that is itself a wholly distinct game. That's probably why I like this game, because I feel the fact that you got a lot to do with the main three storylines. Exactly, like this game has so much to do. This game has more content in it than Black 2 White 2, which is a massive milestone to clear. Because Black 2, White 2 are this game has, I would say, in terms of time to spend on doing everything, you can beat Black 2, White 2 and do the entire post-game in less time than it would take to do everything in this game. And that is damn impressive. And that is damn impressive. Do you have one of the starters for me? I have. Yeah, Ivan, I have some spares. I can give you some spares, Ivan. Oras kept most of the story the same as the originals, a few gimmicks and twists. Yeah, exactly. Oras, the thing is, Oras is just straight Ruby Sapphire. It is just straight Ruby Sapphire with a 2-hour fetch quest. You know, the Delta is literally a 2-hour fetch quest with a 15-minute battle thing at the end. Because I've timed it. I have timed the freaking Delta episode. It is 2 hours and 15 minutes of fetch questing for Steven's dad. Then it is like 15 minutes of actual cool stuff. But no one remembers it's 2.5 hours of fetch questy. But yeah, Ivan, I have I'll have some spare FUECOCO for you. Just remember, you gotta leave a like on the video and subscribe for that. But I can give you some spare FUECOCO. I'm happy to give that, cause I need Sprigatito anyway. When did you time the Delta episode? When I replayed the game. When I replayed Oras in preparation for the Let's Play, I timed it. Specifically because I am a freak for things like that, Mudkip. Yeah, I time shit like that. I time shit like that. I have a specific reason I time stuff. Inside the basket. Okay. I think we should be good to pack up here and start hatching our eggs. I think we should be good to start hatching things. But yeah. Let's see. Where is my... There is my Cartcole, my Coley boy. You are the one that does have the flame body, correct? I think you have one of those flame body. Yep, you're my flame body one. Skadarj. Love this guy. Love this guy. Eggs. Eggs. And yes, you can see the full team. Yes, you can see the team. There we go. There's the Ditto. Yeah, I still have a bunch of Frigibacks. I still have a lot of spare Frigibacks. And there. And there. But yeah, this is the lineup for the game I've been playing. Veluza. My shiny Baxcalibur, which we got, like, yesterday. Yeah, they grow up so fast. They grow up so fast. I'm so proud of this one. This is probably my proudest shiny hunt. Fastest shiny hunt ever. Proudest. Glimora. Shiny Pommet. Shiny Pommet. First shiny of the new game. That is a new Pokemon. Arboliva. And of course, Skeledirge. Love it. I love them. I love them. Yeah, you can see that. You can see, like, we are ready for the end game. We are ready for the end game. But we still got toasted. We still. I still don't think BDSP was a disappointment. I don't think BDSP was a disappointment. Disappointment about the remakes because it's hardly any difference. Well, the thing is, the thing is, Ash, they did explicitly say in the trailers it was going to be a faithful remake. You know, they did say it was going to be a faithful remake, but the fun thing is, it's the hardest game in the series, and every single major NPC has competitive grade EV and item spreads, as well as, you know, updated movesets. It also includes everything that mechanically changes in Platinum. You actually do fight the Platinum rematch teams, which I find hilarious, that the game actually includes every meaningful change Platinum had. The only thing it doesn't have is the Distortion World, and the Distortion World is just 15 minutes of padding. The Distortion World is just 15 minutes of in-game padding. It actually doesn't do anything. And I just kind of find that funny. Nope, not a shiny FUECOCO. Not a shiny FUECOCO. I love FUECOCO. It's so happy. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Kayla. How you doing? How you doing, Kayla? Used to be better if they featured. The thing is that they added everything from Platinum. The only thing the thing is, it's just that they didn't have the Distortion World is all it is. Because the Distortion World is a big wow factor, but it adds mechanically nothing. It's just 15 minutes of padding walking through an extra dungeon. You know, it would be like if, you know, you took away someone's game, used an escape rope, and then, okay, now go climb Mount Coronet again. It's pretty much that. It really adds nothing. Did people actually use the Poketch that much? Did people actually use the Poketch? Because, like, I only ever had it on, like, my team thing with all the health bars, or, like, the time, or the clock. And even then, most of the time, it was just, like, the team thing. Did people actually use the Poketch? I never used the Poketch. So, like, the double buttons never did anything for me. Because I just never used it. Also bad at Mega Blue. Also bad at Mega Blue. It would have been great in the special season. The funny thing is that Mega Garchomp is weak as hell. But also, I disagree on the Mega Evolution thing. I disagree very heavily on that. I think it's more so people wanted Megas in the game, like, because they wanted specific Pokemon to have their Megas in the game. Because in the end, it would have actually just made the game even easier if we had Megas in the game. Like, it would have just made the game even easier, because her Garchomp would have been so much easier to beat. It also didn't have a better one too. Yada yada, but it still. Well, yeah, but again, it's a faithful remake. Like, it's. I only ever played XY once because the game is trash. I only played XY once because the game is bad. It's such a joke. But again, they said that they delivered the exact game they said they were going to make. Like, they delivered the exact game they said they were making. I don't see how that can be a disappointment when it was exactly what they said they were doing. I mean, I mean, I feel a lot of it is that we wanted these things in the game. We, like, to a degree, convinced ourselves that these were going to be a thing. I think that's a bit more of the issue, that we convince ourselves things being a certain way. You know, would I have liked to see the platinum things? Yeah, I would have loved to see the platinum stuff in the game. But it doesn't really change much. Yeah, I beat Diantha in X and Y. She was a joke. Her team was garbage. Her team was a joke. Her team was nothing. Yeah, I beat Diantha. Because I go into the Elite Four adequately leveled. And I don't use Legendary. And I don't use Mega Evolution. So I fought her without a Mega Evolution team, and I fought her without a Legendary. And I still beat her first try. Not much included the fact that your favorite rematch doesn't work as an argument, because it still very much changed things to its background gym leader rematches. Yeah, but again, that's what I mean. They added every meaningful platinum feature. The Battle Frontier... The only Battle Frontier facility people ever played was realistically the Battle Tower. No one ever did anything with the other battle facilities because the unique gimmicks of them people just don't really care for. You know, that is the reason. I agree that it would have been nice to have the other facilities in there, but no one ever does anything with them. The Battle Tower is the only one players ever did anything with. And they actually do have data to back. They actually do have, well, ways of being able to check that. Because people don't play it. Because the game does save your records of doing things in the battle facilities. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah, the game was not a fully, completely, 100% faithful remake. And I would have liked to see some of the platinum features, but they did include the meaningful platinum features. They included the gym leader rematches, which were a platinum feature. They included the platinum Elite Four teams. They included, well, Giratina Origin Form. Like, it's kind of like they included a lot of the platinum features, but they didn't include them in an out-and-out way that makes it obvious it is the platinum features. You know, it's one of those things where at first glance it doesn't include them. You need to dig a little bit to see that it is the platinum features. But also, I think a large part of it is just, it's a lot of nostalgia. That Gen 4 is... I would say next to Gen 1, it is the game that has the biggest nostalgia pull. And I think no matter what, even if they did, like, remake Platinum 1-to-1, I don't think the games would have been well received anyways. Because we gotta remember, nostalgia has an extremely powerful effect on people. You know, a game can be a remake 1-to-1 of a game. And the only thing can be the graphical resolution, and people will still say it is different, it was changed. And a lot of that is because our nostalgia for things is so powerful that we, as time goes on, our memory fades on certain things. We forget about some of the flaws of the game. We exaggerate the greatness of some of the games. And our entire perspective of things gets warped as time goes on, especially as, like, the years and years and years go by. You know, we gotta remember, Diamond and Pearl is over a decade old. You know, it came out in, what, 2004, 2005? You know, it's over a decade and a half at bare minimum at this point. And how many of us really, in that intervening time, when was the last time really any of us played, you know, Diamond or, you know, Diamond and Pearl? You know, straight just Diamond and Pearl, not Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You know, basically straight from the tap. You know, not in like a randomizer or a Kaizo or any like special rule sets. You know, just play the games for the games. I think it's probably a decade for most of us, and we never really looked on the game again with a fresh set of eyes in that intervening time, and that warps our perspectives on a prospective remake. That we have this sort of fantasy built up version of the games in our heads, And then when we re-experience the game as it was, we don't realize, is this really what the game used to be like? And then we end up taking out that, you know, confusion at this game not matching up with our memories out on the new game, chalk it up to the original must have just been better, and the remakes are crap. And that is the power of the nostalgia drug. That is the power of nostalgia. It is a very, very potent thing, and I think that that's what the game has a lot of hate for. I know, Water Dragon, I just don't like Eevee. I just don't like Eevee. Yeah, nostalgia is a very powerful thing, and it goes a long way into reshaping our things. Like, that's the reason why a lot of people thought like Let's Go was bad. A lot of people didn't realize Let's Go is actually harder than the original Kanto games. A lot of it is because we just didn't know about the badge boost back in the day. FUECOCO. Not beaten the game yet, Drogain. I have not beaten the game yet. We have not beaten the Elite Four. I have beaten Team Star. I have beaten all of the... Well, I've beaten the 4 team... I've beaten the 5 Team Star bases, beaten all 8 of the gyms, beaten all 5 of the Titans, got absolutely trashed by the Elite Four. So, I would say, no, we have not beaten the game yet. I'm just enjoying my pace with this game. I'm just enjoying playing the game. FUECOCO. I would like a shiny FUECOCO. It's the greatest feature. I would say there's a lot of great features in Black 2, White 2. PokeStar Studios, I would say, is a second for me. I love the World Tournament. Like, again, battle guy. But I love World Tournament. Okay. I mean, I just don't really care for Eevee. I never really found Eevee cute. Is more so the thing is like, I mean, originally it was just like generalized indifference to Eevee, but a lot like with my disliking for Undertale, the generalized indifference to it, people would harangue me over for like, oh, you don't like Eevee, why don't you like Eevee? And I'm just like, I just don't care for it. That turned into outright dislike of it because people kept haranguing me about it for not being 100%, you know, oh my god, this thing is just so great. It's like, I don't like it. Favorite Gen 9 Pokemon so far? Scaladeric. It's a toss-up between either Scaladeric or Tinkaton. And I love both of them. Or Baxcalibur. Like, it's Baxcalibur, Tinkaton, and Scaladeric. I love all of them. They're great. But I gotta say, I think Scaladeric might take it, if only because I love Poplio. I thought you meant Poiple. Poplio. I love Poplio. Alola is the only game where I love all 3 of the starters, and I would say, like, I love all 3 of the starters of the game. Like, it is a game where if I go and replay it, I have a legitimately difficult time deciding what one I want to use. I just love all of them. They're all so great. Exactly, Mudkip. Exactly. Easier to complete Pokedex because of a lot more rage. Just letting you know. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I mean, I'll be doing some of the Eevee raids later tonight after the stream ends, just so I can catch a whole bunch of them. But I've actually caught most of the Eevee line already in the game. I've caught Flareon, Vaporeon, the Flesh Tentacles, Leafeon, Glaceon. I think an Espeon. I know I've caught an Espeon. So I think I only need like 2 or 3 more. But I'll use that to polish off the rest of them. I'm going to start with the Union Room with Cypress. Alright, Roost. Thank you. Have a good day. I'll tell you, Black Every Max, get a keep, most things the same, keep Black Every features, a studio. That's what I'm saying, to tell you. Black Every happen. I mean, I don't think that they're going to be bringing those in, though. I don't think they would bring those in. I would love to see those features come into the game. Like, I would love to see the World Tournament. I would love to see FUECOCO Star Studios. I would love to see, like, challenge mode. I'd love to see, like, you know, the other areas of the game. I'd love to see that. Like Black Tower, White Tree Hollow, Black Tower. I'd love to see all of those things. I just don't realistically think it'll happen. Oh no, they're going to make a remake of Gen 5 Drogain. They're going to do a remake of it. I mean, the fact that despite the vocal community's efforts and the act of the actual company itself to suppress Gen 5 for as long as it did, and the fact that it is still ridiculously popular, even despite all of that, you know, they are very much aware. I mean, especially with the giving of a Gigantamax form to, well, Garbodor of all things in Gen 8. They're very much aware that there's a massive following for Generation 5. You know, they are very much aware of it. You know, I think I would bet money on we're getting a Gen 5 remake. Because they have to have known the reasons why Generation 5 sold very poorly. It wasn't down to the game, it was just down to the very bad time and place of the release of the games. I mean, we're talking about a game that was released on the the cusp of the end of the DS. You know, this is a game that was released on the end of the DS's lifespan, and months prior to the 3DS's release. No one was looking at the DS when the 3DS was a known, you know, challenger stepping into the ring. That immediately kneecapped anything that the DS could have had. Those games without sequels, new character for them. Both games without sequels. I found myself always leaning towards the Water Stars in the game. I only remember didn't pick the Water Stars and Ultra Sun due to the fact they already played Ultra Moon and Papio. That's what I like to do, Icy. Is I like to use all the starters. In fact, I've actually said it a couple of times previously that the Scarlet playthrough we've been doing for the streams, I used Quaxley. For this, my personal file, I've been using FUECOCO. And when I start my other third file of the game, I'm going to be using Sprigatito. FUECOCO has the best first stage. Sprigatito has favorite evolution. I'm not as big of a fan of Sprigatito as I'm. Hey, we're getting raided by Jays. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Jays man. Welcome in, Drakan. Welcome in, Joe. Welcome in, Jimmy Neutron. Love that series. That was a delightful series. I loved it. But welcome in, everyone. Thank you all for coming out for the raid. If you guys haven't done so, go show some love over to Jays man for bringing us with that raid. And everyone who's coming to the raid, thank you very much for popping in. If you have not done so already, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a subscribe for more. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We are shiny hunting right now. I've yet to beat the game fully. I have beaten all of the gym leaders, star bases, and all of the titans. We have a successful shiny hunt of the pseudo-legendary from last stream. We got that in 16 eggs. And we do not have a shiny charm, but we are presently Masuda hunting for the glorious FUECOCO, our beloved Peppercrocco. So, but welcome in, guys. Thank you guys for coming in. Got a dip using the data. Okay, thank you very much, Jays. Have a good day. You know how Black Oak 2, the cutoff route down to the map, whenever there's a ROM, Black Oak Latch Attack is fucked up. Yeah, I know that in Black 2.2 they cut it off, and because like, they said like, oh yeah, the landslides there. I get why they cut it off at that one. They wanted to basically, you know, make a new portion of the region, which I respect that. I respect it. Hey, nice, shiny Cleffa, delightful. I actually have a shiny Cleffa. Well, I had one in Pokemon Go. I traded it to a friend of mine for the Godzilla Magic the Gathering cards. Do I have any regrets about doing that? Absolutely none. I love those cards. Again, I love Godzilla. I would say worth the trade. Worth the trade. One of the Enchantress is definitely quite good. Oh no, I don't have the shiny charm. This is no shiny charm, just Masuda method. No shiny charm. So we are, you know, pretty rare odds. pretty rare odds for this. No shiny charm, just Masuda. Just that Masuda method. Well, the good thing about that Icy. Very good thing about that. Your auto battle let's go function. Really interesting. Your Pokemon when sent out in the let's go battle method, they will not battle shinies. So if you're ever worried about, a Pokemon being shiny, just send out your Pokemon to battle in the let's go system. It'll wipe out all the other Pokemon. If there's a shiny there, it will not battle the shiny. The only other thing that it will not battle is Zorua or Ditto disguised as other Pokemon. So, if you're ever worried about that, just have your Pokemon go and battle them. It's a fantastic system. I freaking love that they included that. Because they don't have the sparkle, the shing, sparkle sound effect that plays now when you get a shiny. But, yeah, I agree with that. That I would say is definitely a big issue. Especially with some Pokemon that are just so tiny. Like, I perpetually worry about, like, I could run past a shiny Capsakid because I don't know what it looks like. I know, Karkadet, the eyes are the only difference. And, like, the eyes are just very, very small out of the rest of the body. So, I definitely feel that. And I'm expecting they are going to change that at some point. Like, I can't imagine they're gonna keep it that way because there is a pretty big fan backlash over that, and I think they're gonna fix it. I have to think they're gonna fix it. I mean, well, not fix it because they know they did it. They obviously did it intentionally. It's not a bug. But I think that they're going to change it just because, like, they know it is a big problem for people. They know it is a very big complaint. But I also think it may be their way of overcorrecting. This is something that this is something that I've mentioned a bit before about the Pokemon franchise. They have a very unfortunate habit of overcorrecting when it comes to changes, and is in response to the big backlash of legends being so easy to shiny hunt in, because you're flying around on the back of Braviary and shing, sparkle, you just hear it pop off when you're just flying around the Sinnoh. And I refuse to call it Hisui because we all know that the game was never meant to be its own game. We all know it was just a prerequisite for this. And you just fly around in circles just looking for shinies. It makes it such a joke to get shinies. And I think that this change of making no sound effect was their way of overcorrecting that to now if you are shiny hunting, you actually need to pay attention. And I think with them going the way of actually making Pokemon sizes realistic, that's problematic. Because if you see Fungus is a freaking speck. Like, Fungus, Applin, they are specks. They are freaking specks on the ground. I spent probably 2 hours running around looking for trees with Applin in them. And I only saw them because they had this little red, it's like 3 pixels. It is like 3 pixels wide. Little apple dangling in a tree. Like, how is anyone going to notice that? Especially if it's a shiny. They are very tiny. They are freaking pixels. They are pixels. I mean, I applaud the accuracy to size. I applaud that. I'm someone who loves, like, those random, ridiculous, stupid facts about Pokemon. Like, oh yeah, Groudon is only, like, a little over 10 feet tall. It's freaking tiny compared to, like, this Godzilla-sized thing we see in almost every, like, it's, like, barely taller than Tyranitar. And then what's Kyogre, like, 40 feet wide? Yeah, it's, like, dwarf. Like, you see Groudon in, like, the movies and in the anime. It's, like, portrayed as this Godzilla-sized super kaiju. In reality, your house is taller than a Groudon. Like, there are like, my house is like the main living room is like, it's tall because there's no like, second story to our house. It's just like, there's a living room, then the living room goes all the way up to the, like, the roof. You could release a Groudon inside of my house, and its head would not hit the ceiling. Groudon is freaking short. Like, even most houses, a floor is about 10 feet high. So you have a house that, you know, just has a slightly higher than average ceiling. Yeah, Groudon could be released safely inside of a house. Groudon is freaking tiny. I love it. Another fact about having a shiny sound makes it harder to hunt is when, like, oh, Pokemon is shiny. People just slightly are the usual color palette. Shiny only get play with signs to compensate for accuracy. I play from my 70-inch too. Oh, 70-inch. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, I play on my TV. Like, when I'm not streaming, because the way that my capture card is rigged up is it's, like, split. So I can have a cable plugged into the output and plugged into the input. One of them is just basically like there's an extension on it that plugs into my TV, so I can have the thing feeding into my TV so I can watch the TV while I'm playing. And the other one just plugs into the computer, so I can have, like, if you could see from my perspective, I can see, I can look with my right eyeball, see my TV, look with my left eyeball, and see the screen of my, like, the screen of the OBS screen that has the game capture on. I can see it on, like, two things simultaneously. And when I'm playing normally, I just look at the TV, because I like the TV more. It just feels more natural to do that. But when I play, of course, like, on the, you know, of course, when I'm playing, you know, streaming, I will be looking at, of course, the TV. You know, I'll look at the computer, because, you know, that way I can see the chat. And I'll see the face cam. Freaking heck, we are not getting any eggs from this thing. Freaking heck. I mean, I'm not expecting today to get a big haul of people, because, like, it's Thanksgiving, there's the Eevee event going on. I think we're probably going to go for maybe another, like, 10 minutes, and then we're going to go for a raid. Doesn't look anything. So, like, it doesn't seem like Skeletorg doesn't seem to want to give any eggs. So, yeah. We'll do this for another... Actually, no. If we don't get any eggs in the next 3 minutes, we will end off. And if we do, we'll go for 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, Wailord is freaking gigantic. I like that. Funny thing about Wailord. If you actually do the math, and you figure out the dimensions of Wailord's body to calculate its volume, because you can actually do that by, you know, just size comparisons, and then you divide its volume by its weight, well, mass, you will find it is less dense than air. Meaning, Wailord is actually the float whale Pokemon. Wailord is literally a freaking Zeppelin. Wailord is actually a Zeppelin. And I love it. Well, it's not filled with helium, but, you know, it's a Zeppelin, and I find that hilarious. I mean, you know, someone at GameFood, when they were making Wailord, they just threw some numbers on a thing. Like, oh yeah, we'll just make these the size and weight of Wailord. We're not gonna put any thought into it. Isle of Armor DLC made the appearance of Wailord for the first time. Yeah. That was amazing. Like, speaking actually of DLC, we all know there's going to be a DLC for this game. We all know there is going to be some expansion for the game, and I'm looking forward to that. You know, I'm willing to bet that the DLC is going to be some Mediterranean island just in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, or because we know there's going to be, because they're going to have a Dynamax Adventures mechanic system. They're going to have some way of Dynamax Adventures being added into the game. Because I love Dynamax Adventures. I think it's a great system. We know it's great. And they're going to be adding in Dynamax Adventures in some form in this. It's going to be like Terrestrial Max Rate or something like that. Whatever they're going to call it. They're going to have a Dynamax Adventure mechanic system in the game. And I love that. And I'm just looking forward to it. I can say nothing other than I am looking forward to it. Okay. Time is... Okay. Time's up. No eggs. I'm gonna need to go get a whole bunch of eggs for next time when I do this. So, yes. We're gonna go on a raid. I love Armor DLC, but yeah. Like, I don't hate the DLC. Because I would rather pay $30 for a DLC than pay $60 for a Scarlet Violet 2 that is 90% the exact, that is 95% the exact same game, and get the same thing that the DLC would have, but for double price. Like, I'll be honest. I would take that. Simply because it at least respects you enough to not make you play the same game again and pay full price. Like, it's half price. It's like, I'm okay with that. Controversial statement, but I would rather have a DLC that is half price than pay full price for another whole game. Like, it's just a much more friendly system for consumers. It at first seems like it seems corporately bullshit. Like, it seems like this is an unfinished game. How could they do this to us? Yeah. But then it's like, okay, would you rather buy both games and pay $120 for both of them, then pay for the sequel games $120 again and pay $250 for that? Or would you rather just get a $30 DLC and it's only like $150? I would take $150 as opposed to $250 for total price tag. But that's just me. Hey, Braidstar, how are you doing? How are you doing, Braidstar? You actually came at a not great time because we're actually going on a raid right now to Hesitated Cobra Gaming. I'll see you guys next time, but don't forget, leave a like, leave a subscribe. Let's rock and roll. And let's go. See you next time. Jays, you can just send me a message without needing to send a friend request. Jays, you can just send me a DM.